Hey guys, let's learn about the bass clef super quick. Let me just quickly move some things around. I'm trying to make this video super quick. Yeah, this stuff is still up from yesterday. So we're gonna pay attention quickly. So we know this in treble clef. This is the phrases that we use. Every good boy does fine, and then face, treble clef. Okay. Now in bass clef, it's almost the exact same thing, but it's moved a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the way that we draw bass clef is we come here to the fourth line, we make a dot, and then we curve up, touch the top line, come down and cross the second line, but don't touch the bottom line. And then you add a dot right here and a dot right there. And that is bass clef. So treble clef, the other name for treble clef was the G clef, correct? We had the G right here. Now the other name for the bass clef is called the F clef. F for Frank, because there's an F right here. F clef. Sorry, let me grab a different color. F. F clef. So that means that this note right here is F. We've got F right there. Now we're going to use the same phrasing, mostly kind of ish, as over here. See, normally in treble clef, our F is the top line, but in bass clef, it's the fourth line. So we're going to take every note right there and shift it down one whole line or space. So instead of starting on every, we're going to start on good. Good boys do fine always. Good boys do fine always. Every good boy does fine. Good boys do fine always. And then when we move the word face down, we start on A, C, E, G. You could think ace G, or you could think all cows eat grass. All cows eat grass, because, I am a cow, moo. All cows eat grass. Good boys do fine always. All cows eat grass. So when we come over here, let me bring this a little bit closer so you can see what's going on. So treble, bass, every good boy does fine. Good boys do fine always. Face, all cows eat grass. So we come over here to this part. And normally when we see piano music, it's written in two lines, and they're connected by a vertical line that goes through all of them, like so, as well as a bracket right here. That bracket, that's like piano music. So oftentimes when we're reading our choir music, we've got the top part, the treble voices, and then the bass voices. Treble voices are soprano and alto, and the bass voices are tenor, baritone, and bass. So the treble clef will be up top because treble is the higher. And then at the bottom, we've got bass clef down there. All right, so your assignment, your CAMI assignment, will give you music written like this. It's going to give you the notes in treble clef, and you just need to rewrite them in bass clef. For example, my bad. If I wanted to spell the word, oh yeah, there's words in there. You could, I guess, maybe get extra credit for that. But let's say that I wanted to spell the word fee. So I got F, E, and E. All right. So F is the fifth line. I'm just going to take it down to the next line. So if this is F in treble clef, this is F in bass clef. If that is E, if E is right here in treble clef, then this is E in bass clef. If this is E in treble clef, this is E in bass clef. You just take everything down one line or space. So that being said, when we have the word G, or the letter G up here, that we learned it in treble clef. If this is G in treble clef, sorry, that's supposed to be like that. G is up here, then this is G in bass clef. G in bass clef. So if that's G, the next letter after G is A. So then we've got A right here, and then B right up there. Now we've not really learned those notes up on top. So if they were in treble clef, G and then A and then B. Now these are called ledger lines. We're not quite there yet, but we will learn those in our next speed note test. So your speed note test for this quarter will be in both treble and bass clef. And then next quarter we'll be adding ledger lines. So my bad. That being said, if I had the note all the way down here in treble clef, we know that's F, right? That's F in treble clef. So we want to take it down one entire space, but we're on the bottom space already. Well, there's a space down here underneath them. F is right there in bass clef, because that's F in treble, that's F in bass. So that's bass clef for you. Basic, quick rundown. We know treble clef. Transposing from treble to bass is not too difficult. Remember, you just drop everything down one line or one space, and that is bass clef. I do want to point out one extra thing. Right here, so when we're looking in treble clef, we got our first ledger line. That's a C, because we know this is D, and then that's E, right? That's a C. Well, in bass clef, G, A, B, C. C is the connecting note between the two clefs. This is middle C, or C4. So in bass clef, this is C4, and then everything below it is, to the left side of the keyboard. All right, so you can apply that to the keyboard knowledge that you already have, and that is bass clef.